Her lawyers gave evidence she has permission to use medical cannabis in the United States for chronic pain. She faces a 10-year sentence if found guilty. The next hearing is scheduled for July 26th. Tony?
All right, Charlie Daggett, I got it. London, thank you very much. Now to Washington and a new controversy involving the Secret Service and the January 6th attack. The agency is on the defensive this morning over allegations it deleted text messages from before and during the insurrection. And here's the key part: after investigators requested those text messages. Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill for us once again. Nicole, good morning. What more do we know about these texts?
Well, Tony, the Secret Service denies it maliciously deleted text messages after an agency watchdog requested them and says it is fully cooperating. This follows a letter obtained by CBS News from the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General to a pair of congressional committees. It states that many U.S. Secret Service text messages from January 5th and 6th, 2021 were erased. The Secret Service says before an investigation was launched, it reset its phones as part of a system migration that resulted in some data being lost. An agency official adds it has turned over more than 786,000 emails and 7,000 text chats related to January 6th. The Select Committee met last night but declined to comment on the matter. One member said the panel is working through a number of issues, including whether to hear from the former president and vice president. Another hearing is scheduled next week. Vlad?
All right, Nicole, thank you very much. A brutal attack in Ukraine is leading to renewed calls for greater international help. At least 23 people were killed when a Russian missile hit close to a residential building in a city in the center of the country. The attack is being called deliberate. Holly Williams has the story, and we should warn you, some of the pictures are graphic.
A little girl out in the sunshine on a summer's day. And the same girl, according to a family friend, lying dead beside her stroller. Killed, says Ukraine, by a Russian cruise missile attack. The explosions came out of the bright blue sky. Ukraine claims it was a deliberate assault on civilians. An office building pummeled, destroying a medical center and damaging a nearby residential area. We interviewed Ukraine's defense minister just hours afterwards.
We had a war with the state of terrorists.
To be clear, you're calling the Russian military terrorists?
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure they're using the weapon against civilian people, against the civilian facilities, against the hospitals.
Russia claims it was targeting a building used by the Ukrainian military. Perhaps this one just across the road, which is also severely damaged. We were inside it in March, interviewing officers from the Ukrainian Air Force.
Air defense, it's air defense.
But whatever the aim, civilians were slaughtered. Ludmila Polovic brought flowers from her own garden this morning for the victims. She told us Russia has crossed a red line. Police told us this is the spot where the little girl was killed. The defense minister didn't say whether modern air defense systems could have prevented the bloodshed, but told us Ukraine needs them from the US and its allies.
We want the numbers which will cover our sky. That's it. It's absolutely understandable. We need to cover our sky.
The nearest front line from here is around 200 miles away. And until yesterday, this city had mainly been peaceful since Russia launched its invasion. But the reality is that very few places are now truly safe here in Ukraine. Gail.
Holly Williams in Ukraine, we thank you. In this country, we've got good news from Southwest Virginia, where officials say all of the dozens of people unaccounted for after flash flooding on Tuesday have been found. The flooding caused serious damage, but the good news, no one died. This morning, the central U.S. is about to enter a record-breaking heat dome. That's not good. Meteorologist Jordan Steele is with our partners at the Weather Channel. He's tracking this weekend's scorching forecast. Jordan, good morning. Last time I checked, scorching, never a good word.
Not a good word, and I know it's summertime, I get it, but it's just relentless, right, Gail? Thanks to our virtual view technology, we could take you to Dallas, one of those scorching places. We've had 11 straight days of triple-digit heat. It was broken yesterday. We had a quote-unquote 96, but it is still going to be hot no matter how you look at it. 99 in Dallas will be borderline 100 all the way up into Nebraska. We're going to keep the heat through the weekend. Be careful if you're out and about camping, portable AC, or, of course, the fans will be very helpful, but record heat into California all the the way up into Montana as well, with the Climate Prediction Center saying, hey, we're all above average here, and the drought continues to get so much worse. Remember, you guys can watch the Weather Channel now on cable and live on your favorite TV streaming devices. Gail, those drought conditions I just showed you likely to continue to worsen with little to no relief in sight over the next week, unfortunately.
It is unfortunate. You're at a different level when 96 is breaking the heat. Thank you, Jordan.
And Europe is also baking in the heat this morning. Record-setting triple-digit temperatures in Portugal and Spain are making it hard for firefighters battling a series of wildfires there. And Italy is in the middle of a severe drought that threatens some of that country's most famous food exports. Chris Livesay reports now from an Italian region that is running out of water.
We shouldn't be able to walk here.
This is foundations of bridge, and there was also a river report here.
Ancient Roman ruins in Rome's Tiber River dating back nearly 2,000 years, now revealed by a heat wave and Italy's worst drought in 7 decades, says Professor of Urban Planning Tom Rankin.
The water normally is up to our waist or shoulder height at this point, and now I'd say it's gone beyond the wake-up call.
Some towns are now rationing water, and Rome could be next.
Now, there's a trick to getting a good drink out of these Roman fountains. But that's only if you get here in time. The city is considering shutting them all off if the drought worsens.
Experts blame global warming. This month in the Italian Alps, 11 climbers were crushed to death when record temperatures caused part of this glacier to collapse. Downhill in much of Italy's north, the heat and drought have left rice fields for risotto bone dry. And the Po River Valley, which produces 40% of Italy's food, like pasta and wine, now in a government state of emergency. In the Rome countryside, the alarm is audible.
I can hear the grass crunching beneath our feet.
The Petrucci olive orchard has crafted exquisite extra virgin oil since the 1600s. But the drought has turned its future into a row of tombstones.
Half are dead.
Half are dead.
And this is one of them.
Yes.
Sabina Petrucci now has to truck in water.
What does this mean for people who want to buy good olive oil?
We will ask a lot more for the final product price.
So higher energy costs and the drought mean higher prices at the grocery store.
Yes, we have to think about all this business, even if it's a family business since forever.
So after centuries of making olive oil, this might be the end?
Yes.
For CBS Mornings, Chris Livesay, Rome.
So sad.
All right, Chris, thanks. A U.S. Navy officer is set to go to prison in Japan for killing 2 pedestrians. We've got a...
So sad. Unbelievably sad. Sad pertaining to our Homeland Security, in which I've known all along that they was illegitimate in how that they had reacted and responded to my particular case, going all the way back to 1983, whenever a telephone call was given to the White House, on up to them covering up the disparities or the inadequacies of our prior president in the attempts of covering up a coup. So sad pertaining to the weather, how phenomenally it is drastically getting worse, pertaining to droughts and heat, pertaining to global warming. It is really, really sad. Thank you for listening. Good luck to all of us, and shalom.